our comments have exploded through the roof. So there you go.
All right. Good afternoon, Lancaster. It is 2:00. It is July 6th. It's a hard word for me to say. 2026. This is Lancaster Connects, a show where we have great conversations with amazing people doing awesome things in the Lancaster community. You can see I'm joined here by Drew, our sales leader here at Gardeners. Hello, Drew.
Hello. Good to be here again.
Yeah.
Becoming a regular thing.
You are. Jeff is on a much needed vacation. Yes. So Drew is the replacement today. So thanks for jumping in here on short notice.
Jeff, hope you're enjoying yourself. It is much deserved.
Yeah. He shared a photo. I guess he's on the
somewhere near
Chincoteague, Assateague, somewhere.
Assateague Island.
He's like set up the camper right next to the water.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Looks like a beautiful spot there.
And they've got the ponies there.
They do have the ponies.
Wild
there.
ponies.
Yeah. It's a nice little vacation spot. And we're also joined by Tom DeLong from Life Changes Realty. Tom, thanks for being on the show.
Thanks for having me. Pleasure to be here.
So if you don't know Tom, you're going to learn a whole lot more about Tom and Life Changes Realty in just a little bit. Before we get too far, July 6th is a special day because it's my wife's birthday.
Oh.
So happy birthday, Lindsay. If you're tuning in, probably not. She's out and about. But if you're tuning in, happy birthday, Lindsay.
It's also Storm Cleanup Day, too.
It is Storm Cleanup Day. And I should say, Lindsay's turning 29 for like the third time, right?
Third time.
Third time. Just the third time.
I'm going to make a note of that.
Yeah. So anyway, happy birthday. And yes, Manheim Township and surrounding areas.
We got hit, man.
Got hit by a big storm. So
we barely had anything in Coreyville. Like,
yeah,
it sounded like you guys got walloped up here. But like,
I just got a text about 10 minutes ago. My power just came back on finally after almost 2 days.
It's wild. I lost like half of my big maple out in front of the house, and that was bad enough. But luckily, it didn't hit the house. It didn't hit a car. It didn't nobody got hurt. And as far as I know, there weren't any injuries around that are fatalities or anything like that I'm aware of. But there are literally hundreds of trees down
everywhere
in the kind of northern central Lancaster County community. So if you're struggling, we definitely feel your pain there. If you need phone charging, Wi-Fi, water, just want to come in and relax in the AC and get a coffee, stop by Gardener's Mattress and More, 830 Plaza Boulevard. That's where the Lancaster Connects studio is. You're welcome here to charge your phones, use our Wi-Fi if you need to use it for work, whatever. Just come out. Hang out in a lift chair, massage chair. We've got spaces here. You can come out, hang out in the Lancaster Connect studio if you want. We just want to provide a space here if you need some help. But I know there's a lot of people in the community willing to help, people that can remove trees, people that can help with, home restorations and whatnot. But yeah, just, praying for everybody, or, thoughts go out to everybody who's dealing with, loss of vehicles and loss of homes, maybe roofs and siding, and but literally there's hundreds of trees to clean up in the Manheim Township and surrounding communities. So,
and we usually seem to escape a lot of the worst of that.
Yeah.
So we our up-ins came, I guess.
Yeah, I guess they said I just read something from PPNL. It said it was within the top 10 worst storms ever hit in this area.
Wow.
For like power damage, storm damage, trees down, that whole thing, which is wild.
Yeah.
Because PPNL, I think, has been around for a long time.
It is. Yeah. Just the other weekend, we had our tornado warning.
Yeah.
And I think we got hit worse in the southern end with that. And right towards the tail end of that warning, we just heard the rain just like battering against our sliding glass door, and it's just going. Yeah. And so, it's like, all right, is it time to go to the basement? And I go look outside. And I had just, like an hour before, had an explanation to my daughter what a tornado is and all this. And she's
a scary conversation to have with the kid
she's 6.
Yeah.
And so like, putting, I guess, maybe unnecessary fear in her, like of all this. She's like, are we gonna have to move again? Like, are we gonna lose our house?
No.
And then, so when this rain is like battering against our glass door, I go and look out the front and I see her playhouse. It's like this, 6x6 playhouse. Just, it just gets thrown across the road.
That's wild.
And I'm like, we're going down. Like, we're going downstairs. And so it was interesting. Like, our house was fine and everything, but she lost her house, her little playhouse, unfortunately. So I'm working a piece in that back together. So
yeah, it's tough. I mean, I think I wasn't local. I was driving home from the northern PA area when it was happening. But it just seemed to come out of nowhere based on what people said. It was like, I think everybody knew maybe a storm was coming, but just kind of like the intensity was completely unexpected.
I was only 3 miles north of where I live at Friends of the Family, who I just had lunch with. Shout out to the Hardys and Tucker. Thank you for commenting there.
Oh, look,
see you, buddy.
You got some friends. And it's not Andy, it's Drew.
Yes,
it's Drew.
I don't know if he knows that or not. But no, we had a great lunch at Gaucho's. But no, I was at their place, and it was heavy up there. We were sitting on the front porch watching it come through, but it wasn't anything like, oh my gosh, that's absolutely insane. And it wasn't until I was driving home at the end of the night, I got south of like the Night and Day Diner towards Oregon Road. I'm like, oh my God, that's when you really started seeing the trees down and the branches down. And so, but we got through it. And come into Gardeners if you need air conditioning, water, coffee. We'll take care of it, because I know some places they don't think I'll have power till close
3
to
days
Thursday.
at least. Yeah.
So.
All right, we'll move forward in the show. Drew, I think you have a mattress tip.
I do, and it's something that a lot of folks ask almost daily: is how do I know? When do I replace my mattress? Do I wait till it hits 10 years on the dot and say, oh, it's time?
Like it's got an expiration date.
Well, and it's not like a car where one day the engine works and the next day it locks up and it's done. I always tell folks in my 11 years here is pay attention to your body. Sometimes the mattress can lose its support over time. Sometimes, layers can shift or start to compress, but, there's changes to your body, whether we want to admit it or not. We get older. I bought a new mattress for myself back in 2019. I lost a big chunk of weight. I'm still working at it. I had a Tempur-Pedic. I loved it. It was comfortable, but I went from like a 44 waist down to a 36, 38, and I needed a different type of support because I lost in total, it was almost 80 pounds. And I just needed a different type of support. There was nothing wrong with the mattress, but it just wasn't right for me at that point. So, there's two lives to your mattress. There's comfort life and there's structural life. And you've got to keep those separate, and again, listen to your body. You might have a 30-year-old mattress, and if you're waking up happy and pain-free, but definitely listen to your body and come in and see me if it's that time.
Yeah. And come in and see me. That's at 830 Plaza Boulevard, Gardeners Mattress.
Behind Park City Mall.
That's the sponsor of Lancaster Connects. It's also where the studio is. And at the beginning of the show, we do a mattress tip. At the end of the show, we do some sleep better tips and a testimonial. So stay tuned for those. But that's why we talk about mattresses here occasionally on Lancaster Connects. We want you to sleep well, wake up happy every morning. It's what we've done for 37 years. It's close. Coming up on 37-year anniversary.
36.
And 16-time Reader's Choice Award winner for favorite mattress store in Lancaster County. So something that we're quite proud of. But we can help you sleep better as well if you're out there listening, watching. Drew, Tucker thinks you need a raise. You should give Andy a raise.
I don't disagree with it.
Chris flashes it on the screen. All right. Well, I mean, there it is. It's
Thanks,
on
Tuck.
the screen there. Yeah. Thanks for tuning in, Tucker.
He's going to have a rough go at baseball practice tonight. He just ate his weight in meat over at Couch.
How old is Tucker?
14.
Oh, all right. Very good. Well, thanks, Tucker, and anyone else who's tuning in to see your buddy Andy over there. All right. We have one more course of business before we get into the conversation with Tom, which we're eagerly looking forward to. Tom, the wheel is on the screen. This is a wheel of discounts and promotions and freebies and donation items for the listeners and watchers of Lancaster Connects. Whatever the wheel lands on, that is the prize for the week. So when you are ready,
let's spin that wheel.
I was hoping you didn't forget what you were supposed to say.
No, I knew. The lead up was throwing me off just a tad.
You know what? I don't know that this has happened. This is
free delivery.
Is this twice in a row? Is this 2 weeks in a row?
That's right. It was last week.
It was free delivery last week, wasn't it? Or was it free bed frame?
No. Free bed. You're right.
It was free bed frame last week. Very similar value, if not the same value, free delivery, $149. That means any purchase this week, if you come in and say that you saw the wheel spin on Lancaster Connects, you can get, and you purchase a mattress, foundation, adjustable bed base, whatever, we will include free delivery, setup, and removal of that mattress. $149 value. All you got to do is come into Gardeners Mattress and More, 830 Plaza Boulevard. Say that you saw the wheel spin. Say that you saw Tom spin the wheel.
It's a pretty sweet deal.
On Lancaster Connects, get $149 value free with your mattress purchase. So again, thanks for playing along.
Yeah,
It was a
absolutely.
big responsibility. I know.
So much work.
I know. We hit you with that, and
I'm
you had no
sweating
clue what
over
was going
here.
on, but you made it right through it.
Yeah.
All right, Tom. So Tom DeLong, Life Changes Realty. Tom and I are in a referral group together called Referral Partners Plus. We've gotten to know each other for the last year or two here, and you've got a really interesting story. I know a bit about your story. Drew and our listeners and watchers here do not. So, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh man, I've done a lot of things. Yeah, I grew up on a dairy farm in southern Lancaster, down in the Quarryville area, and after, like, I knew farming wasn't the right fit for me exactly.
What kind of farm?
A dairy farm.
Oh, you did say dairy farm.
Dairy farm. Yeah.
It's in our title.
Okay.
I wasn't going to say anything, but not my
milking cows. Yeah.
My brain's a little fried from the last couple of days.
Yeah.
Story.
So yeah, I mean, growing up on a farm, lots of rooms for shenanigans, bonfires. And when I say bonfires, we built like these 20, 30 ton bonfires and lit them up, and 100-foot flames, lots of fun. So four-wheeler riding. Yeah. I mean, it was a great place to grow up. Loved that aspect of it. And, but yeah, moved out to Los Angeles when I was 20, wanted to pursue a career in stunt driving. Stunt driving was like the primary goal. I was looking to do all around stunts, and I worked as an extra trying to get into the union and be eligible to do that work.
Now, what is stunt driving? Like,
I mean, sliding cars sideways,
right?
Spin them around.
So you see in movies, fast car chases, like that's kind of what you wanted.
That was like what I was really wanting to do.
That sounds awesome. I'm not gonna lie. That sounds awesome.
Yeah. I mean, and I did some training for it, some practicing, and it just, I did go in, underprepared, but I was all there for it and all there for the adventure. And so, I went out there, and
I keep picturing like the Dukes of Hazzard flying,
those were the days, right? Those were the days, like a lot of the genuine stunts, and just like, rigging it up, and that looks like fun to me.
Was there anything that you watched growing up that was like, oh, I want to do that, like related to stunt driving?
I mean, there's like Fast and Furious.
Okay.
That was one, and I was a graduate of 2006, and so it was like maybe the first two had come out before I graduated high school. And so there's
that was kind of like,
but anything that came across with like cars and sliding them and everything, that was just like really it for me.
Okay.
What was the craziest car you got to drive?
Oof. The craziest one I've driven. Well, and to be clear, I didn't make it very far in my career path. So it's not like I got to like really, like I did do a stunt driving gig in Boston after I had moved back from California.
Okay.
So I did get at least, that little credit to my name. But craziest car I've driven, it might have been just a Super B Challenger. And plenty of power there. I worked at a dealership, and I got to drive some cars there, and that was cool. They didn't trust me with the Hellcat, and they shouldn't have trusted me with the Hellcat either. But I did sell one. I went along for the test drive, and the power of that just makes a grown man giggle like a little boy.
I can imagine.
Like a rolling burnout at 60 miles an hour is something that's pretty cool to experience. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
So you're in LA trying to do the stunt car thing.
Yeah. I worked as an extra on several different movies and TV shows. I was a regular on the first season of Glee. You can see me spotted throughout the high school scenes in there, but I was also on How I Met Your Mother. I was in Iron Man 2. I was in Monk, and Out on the Chipmunks 2, Valentine's Day. A lot of iCarly was another one.
Okay.
That was pretty fun.
Yeah.
A lot of different shows. And so I was, you have to be able to get into the union in order to be able to do stunts or even act. That's a Screen Actors Guild. And so I was trying to get my vouchers, which is kind of like a lottery, basically. Like, if they don't have enough union people, then they'll find some non-union, be like, we're going to pay you union for the day. And so I did gain eligibility for that after I'd moved back, because two different unions had merged and became. And so then I was eligible, but it just didn't really fit.
Wasn't the right fit at the time. Yeah.
But yeah. So not to stay stuck there. I know that's like such an exciting part. Such a fun time in my life.
And how long were you out there?
I was out there. It was like a year and a half.
Okay.
So it felt like a long time. It feels like a long time when you're 20 years old, but But yeah, looking back, it's like, man, that was quick. Like, you know, I didn't stick it out very long. But
a year and a half now.
I was a kid.
It's like this.
Yeah, exactly. I was a kid. I moved out at 19 years old. So, and then I came back to work on the dairy farm and simultaneously volunteered for youth ministry. And I was working 60 plus hours a week on the farm while doing, being a young life leader.
Yeah.
And I joke around about it, but it's basically true. I was half awake like the entire time. Like I was just like nonstop going. Lots of cool adventures. But moved on from there, did a little bit of project management for a roofing company. And then I worked in retail banking and investments. And then beyond that, I was kind of real estate ended up being the obvious choice for me, and it's been an awesome ride ever since, and I've just been having a blast with it.
So obvious choice, what does that mean? It
was tough for, like, I'd wanted to do real estate for a long time. It was something that I was passionate about. It was a matter of going from taking the stable route in life, and I felt like I was doing the right thing, chasing stability, and real estate doesn't have that. Plus, my wife and I, we had wanted to move out west. You know, initially when we got married, we wanted to move out to LA. Then that kind of transferred into, we wanted to move out to Idaho. And that just, that the timing just never came right for that. And so I gotten to a point where, you know, in my career, the stability didn't prove to be the most stable thing. I was let go from my investment job. And it was, you know, they were very kind about it, gave a letter of recommendation. They're like, you know, work has just slowed down and, you know, your position has become redundant. There was a couple of us doing the same thing. And so it was kind of blindsided. So it's like, you know, you're chasing the safe route so much, but then, you know, how safe is that safe route when you're depending on somebody for a paycheck and they can just let you go when it's more convenient for the business. So yeah, it's frustrating. And so, so as I was trying to find the next step and I was trying to look at other stable things, it seemed like, you know, to continue in investments in order for me to make any move, it was going to be a kind of a step down. And I was like, you know, if I step down, I'm going to step off. And I realized, you know, I'd wanted to do real estate. The stability wasn't there. We had wanted to move. And I was like, you know, we don't want to move anymore. Like we're stable here in Lancaster. We got roots. We got 2 kids. At that point, you know, so we had 2 kids there, we were grounded. And so it felt like all my reasons for not doing real estate weren't reasons anymore. And it gave me the flexibility in life. It gave me the unlimited potential. And it's like, you know what, if I can be more in control of my income and growing my career, you know, that to me feels more stable than chasing the stable route in that way. So it just made sense. I'd loved real estate for a long time. I'd been studying it. You know, Rich Dad, Poor Dad was like, you know, the foundational book of like basically in a real estate agent. And it had triggered, you know, the passion in me to learn more. So I'd been studying it for 10 years prior to my jump into a career in real estate. And so like my head was in the game. I'd been following real estate and, you know, always looking at Zillow and just like, you know, looking at houses. And so my head was so much in the game when I decided to make the move into the career. So I was already equipped for it quite well. And my career in retail banking and investments gave me such a strong foundational knowledge in money that I understand, you know, credit in a very in-depth way, lending, as well as investments where, you know, there's different things I can navigate in buying your home. For some people, there's a little bit more involved than just the purchase. It's like, you know, how does this fit into their retirement plan? How does this work together? How can I have a conversation with their financial advisor to make sure we're making the right moves in this? So,
yeah, you as a, you know, being from that field, that banking field, you have some experience that most realtors don't have, and you can bring something to both sides of the transaction, right, that most realtors can. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. I mean, being able to understand credit and making sure.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, it is a big deal. I know that being able to even simple moves of like taking, you know, credit card debt over here and moving it into a personal loan, that can create a 100-point swing in your credit score. And so there's things that you can do to make sure your credit is right where it needs to be for buying your home, and being being financially prepared for that move and having the right expectations. But
yeah, especially young people. I mean, you probably help you probably help people of all generations, but young people, I don't think maybe understand credit as much and what impacts that can have, and especially like first-time home buyers. It's just
it's not something to start when you're ready to buy a house. It's like you got to lay that foundation, well ahead of time, and then even so, there's with investments, there are different opportunities that you're able to utilize when you are a first-time home buyer that are newer options. Like for instance, using $10,000 from an IRA penalty free towards a purchase of your first home.
Yeah, see, most people wouldn't know that.
Right.
Yeah. So like, and it's good to like kind of have that in back pocket. And some first time home buyers are closer than they realize to that. Now, on the flip side, like I'm going to have a lengthy conversation. Is that the right choice? Because we are talking about retirement funds. If we're in an interest rate environment of 3%, like we had, here recently, which we've been seeing a lot of, 3% was felt almost normal, which is not normal, but like it almost felt normal because of, coming up through the Great Recession. And then what we had post-COVID, if we were in a 3% environment, I would say like, no matter what you do, like don't touch the IRA money unless you absolutely have to.
Right. But
when you're talking, 6-7%, especially when we're bumping the 8s, a year and a half, 2 years ago, it's something to actually consider. Like, is this a worthwhile move? Because, the S&P 500 average is 10% over the last 50, 60 years. And so when you're looking at from an investment standpoint, if you can invest your money and get a guaranteed return of 6%, 7%, like that's actually a pretty good investment, like guaranteed. So it's like if you're taking that $10,000 and that's more money that you're putting towards your mortgage that you're not paying interest on, like that's guaranteed savings of 6-7%. And so with that, I mean, it is worth considering, because having a home, and ideally having a home paid for in retirement, is worth it's part of your retirement plan, like to get that home, have it paid for. I'm a believer that you shouldn't pay a mortgage off early when it's at 3%, like milk that for all it's worth. The only time I would say it's worthwhile to pay that off early is if you're timing it to be mortgage free by retirement. Like that's the only time I would say to pay it off early. If somebody is like, a hardcore, Dave Ramsey fan, which I've read his book, and it's a good book. I agreed with a lot more than I thought I would with it.
Sure.
But, if you're, if you're diehard, like I want to be mortgage free, I don't care that my mortgage is 3%, debt is debt is bad, then I would say, okay, well, what I think is more Dave Ramsey than the Dave Ramsey method is, instead of paying that off early, because his method is safety, what's safe for you. And I would say, throw that money into a non-qualified account, invest it, even conservatively, let it grow. And so that way, like if you hit that worst case scenario, something in your life like really goes sideways, like you've got a lot of money you can pull from. If you've been paying your house off early, then you've got like, the bank doesn't care how far ahead you've made payments. Like that's due the next month. So you have extra to pull from, and that's growing at a much larger rate than that 3% you'd be saving on it. And then once that balance exceeds the mortgage balance, then pay it off in one sweep. Like, to me, that would be the way to do it if someone's determined.
That makes a ton of sense. One thing I feel just in this, few minutes of conversation, like you have a great ability to kind of almost like dumb it down into plain terms so that people understand. Yeah. Because I think a lot of these financial things and especially decisions that, I mean, a house is the biggest one of the biggest decisions you can make. There's a lot of, terms and a lot of concepts that I think go right over people's heads. So being able to talk to somebody like you who can really like get somebody to understand what is necessary and what's needed, what's not needed in a home purchase, I think that's super, super important.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. And in that conversation of IRA money, then one other thing people need to make sure they're conscious of is like, okay, like that 10%, that $10,000 you may be withdrawing, or even 20,000. If you're talking a couple, they got 10,000 from each of them they can do. You also want to look at, all right, how's that affecting your tax bracket? Yep. Because wherever you're in the tax bracket, that can, if you're in a 22% tax bracket, that can be a big tax thing. So, so much to take into consideration of all of it. Like there's a lot of, so I can present all the options and just say like, you need to do what you feel is best for you. And if you have an advisor, then like, hey, let's have this conversation with them and see what makes most sense.
Right. Bring other experts in.
Exactly.
To the conversation. Yeah. Yep. Who's Life Changes Realty?
Life Changes Realty.
And so we had Life Changes on, I know. We had Life Changes Realty on Brittany about a year ago or so. So maybe a brief introduction, who they are.
Yeah, absolutely.
And how you got involved with them.
Drew, do you know much about Life Changes Realty at all?
Not too much.
Okay. Well, Ben knows. I'm going to talk to you about this.
That's
all right. Let's keep it authentic.
Away.
I'll just snooze over here.
So, Life Changes Realty Group, founded in 2013. We go by the method that 10% of our commissions are donated towards a nonprofit that our buyers and sellers are able to choose. So, since inception, we have exceeded over $1 million in money that has been donated towards nonprofits, mostly local. We like to try and keep it local, but also nationwide. So
that's wild.
It's great. It's been helping a ton of different nonprofits. And that's like my favorite part is that I'm able to give back to the community, and my clients love it because like they know what they're doing is going towards something that they love and that they care about. So, so that's one of my favorite things. And so like it was at the end of last year where we surpassed that $1 million mark. And so, coming up September 13th, we are having our Million Reasons Festival at the Barnstormer Stadium. And so we are going to have a big celebration talking about how, hey, we've done this and it's to raise more money and to be able to, give more back, but also to celebrate this incredible milestone. And it's really, really wonderful. It's going to be a great family event. A lot happening.
That's incredible.
So Chris has got it on the screen there. Inflatables. I mean, are they the big kid inflatables too?
Possibly. Yeah. I mean, they're going to be the real deal inflatables for sure. Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Artisans, games, food trucks, pinball. Oh yeah. That's right. The Stormer Stadium has a pinball suite, playground that's there, face painting.
Kind of a big deal. What?
Anything else going on there? Like what are some of the highlights?
I mean, we're going to have some nonprofits that are going to be there that day featured that you can learn more about them. And so we do have, I think we have up to 20 nonprofits are going to be there. We have many registered so far. I'm not sure if that's been filled just yet, but it's going to be a great celebration. I'm pretty excited about what we've been able to accomplish as a company. And when I say we, I mean everybody else, and then me kind of stepping in here in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a really cool milestone. So I'm just looking forward to where we can, bring in that next million.
And you can just show up and attend. Are there tickets or?
Yeah. You know what? I'm fuzzy on that. Okay. I would say, check out that millionreasonsfestival.com, check into it. Yep. And I believe it's going to be open door.
Yep.
But
that's so cool.
Yeah.
And the whole Life Changes Realty team is going to be there. I'm sure.
Yep. We'll all be there.
How large is the team?
There's, I think, about 18 of us.
Okay. And all local to the Lancaster area?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. All here in Lancaster. So we're based off of, we're on Hempland Road there near Centerville. Centerville. Yep.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brittany, we had Brittany on the show, like I said, about a year ago. So good time to mention LancasterConnects.com is a place where you can check out all past episodes. There's a past episodes button there at the top in the menu. Search for Brittany's name or Life Changes Realty's name in the show. Search there and you can find that conversation. So obviously, being a realtor, you handle both sides of the transaction. Well, not in one transaction.
Yeah,
but
not
you
in one. Yeah.
Help people sell homes. You help people buy homes. So, what are some things that you can do specifically? I mean, we talked about the banking side of it, but let's say somebody's selling a home. What are some strategies that you would help work a person through who's selling their home in today's market, which is just kind of craziness, right?
Yeah, I mean, now's a great time to be selling your home, especially in Lancaster.
All right.
It is a very tight market. If you listen to national news, you're going to hear a lot of talk about it becoming a balanced market, leaning towards a buyer's market. But that's not the news in Lancaster.
Right.
This is still tight. A balanced market usually has between 4 and 6 months supply of inventory. And Lancaster, and I just checked the stats today, for the June stats. because I usually follow, quarter by quarter, but like the June stats came in and got even tighter. Like we're at a month supply of inventory.
And so what does that mean? Like,
so if for all the existing buyers that are out there seeking houses, if no more houses came on the market, we would run out in a month.
Wow.
So
that's crazy.
Yeah, a balanced market is 4 to 6 months, and we are at a month. So it's very tight. It's gotten even just a little bit tighter coming here into the summer months. And so there is a lot of people that want to buy your house when you're selling. When I'm helping a seller, I'm pointing out, all right, here's what we can do to make sure it presents well. Whether it's, if you want to have the house pressure washed, make sure, have the flower beds all looking good, having it thinned out. One of the things you can do to simplify the buying process or selling process is, have a storage unit, get as much as you can over there to, get the clutter out, make it present well, but also just, ease the transition into your next home. So
in talking to someone who's looking to sell, one thing I love about Lancaster is just how varied the market is. So like, Ben and I live in Manhattan Township, which is largely suburban, and they're doing a ton of building near where we are, and they're all pretty expensive. The southern end of the county where you grew up obviously is very different, more rural. When you're talking to folks selling their home, is there a common theme regardless of what type of market they're in, or is it, or does it more just is more of generalized? And
I mean, like it's competitive through Lancaster. I took some buyers to check out a house in Coreyville, and that one got scooped up within 2 days of going live. Wow. I mean, they're going just as quickly in the southern end as they are up in Manheim Township, and so it's remaining tight everywhere.
Yeah. How about on the buyer side? What are some strategies that you would advise buyers on right now?
Yeah,
with 1 month of inventory.
Yeah, without a lot. I mean, you have to have the expectation, like it is going to be very competitive. Yeah. One of the really difficult sticking points is, a lot of buyers want to have inspections, which is reasonable. Yeah. That's a reasonable concern to have as a first-time home buyer. Some of the strategies that are used to make that not seem as unappealing to a seller is we can put the verbiage in there that we're not going to negotiate any repairs unless they exceed $5,000 in recalls. So that way it's like, hey, like we're not here to nickel and dime you. We want to just make sure as first time home buyers that we have the peace of mind going into this. And another option is to do a pre-inspection. You can pay an inspector to come and do a showing with you, right? And you go through the home and they kind of talk you through it. You don't get a written report. Nothing is submitted to the seller. It's just you're getting a good idea on your end of, okay, like, do I have the confidence to go through and waive inspections on this?
Right.
Then, and so that can help with that.
Because that's a big deal, like nowadays, right? Because a lot of homes don't need inspections because of the competitiveness of offers, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's not as much of not needing inspections as it is
maybe not the right word, but yeah.
You have to, like, to be competitive, you have to go. Like an inspection is a scary thing when you're selling.
Yeah.
Because you have your seller property disclosure, and you are disclosing everything you know about the property. And so if you have a buyer that they elect inspections and there's something big that comes up, and the seller they had no idea about it, they can't be they can't get in trouble if there was something that wasn't disclosed, they didn't know about it, but if it comes through with an inspection report and then that person that was buying is like, no, I'm not going to deal with that, like, and they walk, and they have the option to walk. So if they walk, then the seller stuck with that. Now they have to disclose everything that came through in that report. So that is why it's a big sticking point to sellers. Like they will oftentimes accept an offer that is less money than with one that elects inspection. Yeah. So, it's a pretty tough sticking point, and it's a bummer because, like, you want the buyers to be able to move forward and have that peace of mind.
Right. Because the last thing they want to do is buy a home that's got a problem.
Yeah, exactly. And unfortunately, I had some buyers recently. We went under contract and we were able to inspect election, with that that $5,000, like, hey, we're not here to nickel and dime, and it came back with a clean report. Like everything went well with that. So like inspections, yes, they can they can still happen and be tied into it. But the house was also in the market for over a week. And at that point, like, we were the only offer that was on the table.
Yeah.
So
a week is a long time in this market.
it is.
Yeah.
It really is. Yeah. The median days on market is about 6 days, wow. which I actually would say it's at least a few less than that in a realistic standpoint, because I know when I sell a house, I don't want to flip it to pending until I have the earnest money deposit in hand, because we can get a contract signed and everything's great. But if they decide to walk and they just don't bring us that earnest money deposit, like, the worst thing you can do is flip it to pending and then flip it back.
Right.
And then it's like a kind of a tarnish on your record. For the house to be like, oh, like, everyone's like, oh, well, what happened? Like, it went pending and then it's back. And same thing with the pricing. That's another thing that sellers really need to take into consideration. Is far more dangerous to overprice your home than underprice, because if it is overpriced, then you do not summon very many offers, if any, and then it can linger and linger and linger and linger. And then the longer it's on the market, the more people wonder what's wrong with it. When you're seeing price drops, it's not a good look for your house. And so you're better off pricing right, where you are going to you're priced fairly in the market, and you can get multiple offers that are competing and then getting that price higher. So yeah, definitely some things to take in consideration there.
I guess it depends on the home and area and whatnot, but are buyers still dealing with, being up against like 10, 20 offers on a home?
Not that many, not always. It still does happen on certain homes. But not like it was in, like, late 2020, 2021, when the rates were just down crazy. At low 3s, high 2s, and everything was just nuts. And so, yeah, like, we'll usually see, I'd say, like, 3 or 4 offers can be pretty normal to see in this market.
Okay.
With it being more of a seller's market right now, what would you say some of the biggest misconceptions and mistakes buyers are making as they're trying to go through this process?
Good question.
That is a good question. Well, I think one of the most difficult things for buyers is like the emotional standpoint. You get emotionally attached to a house, and then you start getting numb to, like, every house, and then the buyers can get discouraged. And I would say, be realistic, and even, if you're not putting, maybe that's not phrasing it right. It's very difficult to, detach that emotion sometimes, and it can be emotional roller coaster in the purchase process. And so oftentimes when you find that right house, and that's when you're willing to, give everything you got. Like, sometimes it takes that until, like, it really feels perfect. Not just like, okay, this one checks the boxes enough and it's okay. Like, you want to make sure, you know what to expect. And sometimes losing out on a few offers helps give a realistic standpoint of what you are looking for, and just being ready to put the right offer in when that right house comes in.
My younger sister got divorced during COVID, and she had to buy a home. She had a heck of a time, single mother, and she ended up, it was like the 5th or 6th home she looked at. She ended up writing a letter to the homeowner saying, here's who I am, here's my story, I'm a nurse, I'm a single mom, and that actually ended up helping them immensely. But I know she had a heck of a time. Just trying to go through that process.
And letters, they do still exist, which we call them love letters. They do still exist, and they do help. Like, I've done that recently with clients, and that has helped. What is difficult about that, and why they're starting to kind of go to the wayside, is it could be framed up as discrimination. Where if somebody, puts a letter through, and that offer is chosen over somebody with a foreign sounding name, that's, then it can be an accusation of that, where, so, as a seller, I'm more likely to bring a letter to my sellers if they're the only offer on the table, or if that was already chosen, and if if it's someone that like wants it to move fast and it's the only one I have right at that time, then that may be worth letting them know. But like it's something, it's a really fine line to dance. Sometimes you want to make sure you don't fall into anything that could be misconstrued into appearing as discrimination.
And for a first-time buyer, at least in this market, would you say, is there an average number of offers that a buyer will be that they will lose before they just to set some kind of expectation of like, here's what the market's like and here's what to expect?
Yeah. It's really hard to say average, honestly. I had some buyers that were great and they were putting great offers in, and I think they got rejected on maybe 8 offers.
Wow.
And then, finally landed one, and it's so funny. Like they finally landed on that one and they were thankful for the ones that fell through prior to that, because that just ended up being what they felt was the right house for them. And they're so happy there. And then I had some buyers that came right after them, and the first offer we put through was accepted, and so it's, yeah, I mean, I would say, set the expectation that, it is possible that it might not be accepted, and it's going to take some perseverance, but, in the midst of that, let's try and have some fun along the way.
So, we're like 15 minutes away from the top of the hour.
Oh yeah.
Cruising
along. Yeah.
Often on this show, we talk about, well, obviously the show's called Lancaster Connects. We talk about how great Lancaster County is. There's a reason why there's only a 1 month. What did you call it? 1 month
supply.
1 month supply. Yeah. Lots of people want to be here. Yeah.
So are you finding a lot of your buyers, for example, are they relocating within the county, or are you getting a lot of people that are coming into the community from outside of the community? What's the kind of mix there?
Yeah.
And I guess also why are people finding Lancaster so great in your opinion?
Yeah, sure. So for myself, most of my clients are my personal network or referrals, or I will meet them at an open house. And many of those open houses, some of them are from out of state, and I have been able to help some people out of state. When agents are more so working the angle of like Zillow and getting themselves in front there, that can be getting more people from the outside.
Sure.
But as far as why they want to be here, there's so much to love about Lancaster. There's something for everyone, honestly. Like I'm an outdoor enthusiast, and so we have the rail trails. I am, yeah, right. I got the rail trails. I have the rock climbing here. We actually have some of the best sport climbing in Lancaster. Yes.
Is that like Chickies Rock
but mostly Safe Harbor. So Safe Harbor, Chickies Rock is more so top rope and trad. Like they don't have the bolts. Sport climbing has the bolts going up the rock. But yeah, we have 250 plus routes going along.
I had no idea.
In Safe Harbor. So it is a big climbing attraction. People come here from hours away to climb there. So we also have a large cave system down in Peckway.
Yep.
And so yeah, I mean, there's so many hiking trails, a lot to love. There I am climbing there in Safe Harbor. Yeah, I think that was last year for the 4th. So
that's awesome.
I'm glad a producer found it for us. Perfect time.
He finds everything.
So yeah, but otherwise, I mean, there's great nightlife for people that like nightlife. Yeah. There's a lot of wonderful churches in the area. Great communities, and it's so beautiful. You have the farmland. If you love the city, you can be here in the city, but you can drive 10 minutes and be around farmland and cows. I mean, you have it all right here. So there's so much to love about here in Lancaster.
What's next for you? What's next for Life Changes Realty?
Oh man,
you got the rest of 2026 here. We're like halfway through the year, which is just wild to say.
Yeah,
we're like closer to Christmas than we are going forward than going backwards. I said it.
No, don't say that.
I said it. And then beyond 2026, what?
Man,
Tom, for Life Changes Realty.
I mean, Life Changes. We are continuing to get more agents on board with this,
That's
and so for the 2 years that I've been with Life Changes Realty, I have not seen a single agent leave.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah. We've gotten agents.
That's a high turnover industry.
It is a high turnover industry. I've seen other agents that, that came on board from other companies, but I haven't seen anybody leave.
Why do you feel that is?
We have great community at Life Changes.
Yeah.
We support each other. We encourage each other. We,
you're not fighting for each other's.
Yeah. We're not. Yeah, exactly. Like it's like I'm on a team with Tracy Seeger, and she's been a fantastic mentor, leading me through this. And but it feels like our whole company in itself is a team. Yeah. And I love that environment.
That's awesome. Mm-hmm. And Brittany and her husband started Life Changes.
Brittany did not. The person who started, her name was Naomi.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
Which that was before my time, so I don't know her. Naomi Freeland, something like that. I mean, I don't want to say it wrong, but she had started it and founded it. Tracy was here for basically the entire ride. With Life Changes, and so but Brittany, she was able to take over the brokerage, and she's been just fantastic.
That's unbelievable,
the way she runs it. And it's great. I've worked in places that I big corporations, and you don't feel like you're fully supported when it comes to different situations. But Brittany, she has my back, and she has proven that, and it is awesome knowing I have that support.
That's awesome. Mm-hmm. So if anybody's out there listening and watching, and they have a home to sell, or they're looking to invest in a new home, how do they connect with you?
Yeah, they can give me a call. That's the best way. 717-327-1710. That's the best way to get direct to me. As well as, emails. Okay. tomdelong.realtor@gmail.com. But yeah, always happy to help people buy and sell. And, what I tell people often is like, it's working with a realtor. It's not just somebody who opens and closes the door for you and does paperwork. Like, there's a lot more involved with it. The conversations that I have with people, the conversations I have with other agents, when I'm doing transactions, it can mean the difference of hundreds or even thousands of dollars for my buyers or sellers. These conversations matter. The timing of the conversations, the inflection in my voice, and how I relay information to my buyers, and say to my buyers or sellers, and I say, here's the options, what we can do, here's what I can try, here's the percentage chance of what how it can go, and here's how there could be backlash with it. So like here's all the risk and everything. So I mean, those conversations matter, and I that's honestly my favorite part, is getting into the nitty-gritties of the negotiations. And when my buyers or sellers like have my back, and they're just like, okay, like, we trust you, go in there, give it what you got, and see what you can do for us. And that is really the fun part.
It's awesome. It seems like you bring no energy at all to the process.
No. I love the energy. I love the fun with it. And I believe the process needs to be fun. It's a big deal. I mean,
it's a lot of stress.
There's a lot of stress involved. And especially when selling, like, we sold our house earlier this year, and that really kind of woke me up to the fact that, like, this isn't just a transaction. Like, there's a lot of emotion that goes into selling a home. My wife and I, we bought our home, like, we moved into it, and then four of us moved out, the fifth one born like 2 days before settlement, and so there is a lot of emotion that goes into it. And in the buying process, there can be, some difficult emotions, but but the process should be fun. You should be look back into your process of buying your home and just be like, man, that was a fun journey along the way. And I love that, building relationships with my clients. I've had some great clients that, met them in an open house, and now we are just like great friends.
Right.
And
like buds.
I love those relationships. Yeah.
Love it. All right. So if you're out there listening, watching, watchers, as we often call them, and you'd like to either buy a home or sell your existing home, Tom DeLong, Life Changes Realty, would be a great choice. Reach out. What's the phone number?
717-327-1710.
Love it. Chris has got it there on the screen.
Thank you.
Tom would be happy to have a conversation with you.
Absolutely.
All right. I don't think we're done with you yet. We know a little bit about you as a
little
result
bit.
of our time here on Lancaster Connects, but we got a few more questions framed as the connection cocktail here. Sorry, no drinks.
Man.
You brought water. I've got coffee.
All right.
I have coffee.
Yeah.
And he didn't bring any In-N-Out burger.
I didn't bring any In-N-Out. I'm sorry.
That's the West Coast influence.
That's
there.
That left a deep impression.
That's good stuff
on
too.
me. Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Long drive. Let's say you're going from here to Los Angeles.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I've done that drive several times.
All
It's a fun drive.
So are you listening to a podcast? Are you listening to music? A little bit of both? What's
a little bit of
on
each?
your
Like audiobooks. Like right now I'm going through 10x is easier than 2x.
Okay. Yeah.
Basically a theory of it's easier to build systems than it is to work twice as hard.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And so that's been a good audiobook. But yeah, different podcasts for building my career and gaining more knowledge in real estate. That's always fun.
Which benefits your clients.
Absolutely.
Selling or buying homes.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, jamming out to music. Lately, my jam has been Switchfoot's latest album. And Switchfoot, they hit it big in the early 2000s.
Like 20 some years ago.
Yeah, like 20 some years ago, but they're still going strong. And I'm actually like thoroughly impressed that they are continually producing amazing music.
That's awesome.
And their latest album is so good.
I'll check that. I haven't thoued of Switchfoot.
I haven't either.
Probably close to 20 years.
Yeah, I think the album's called Forever Now.
That's great.
It's a good banger.
All right.
Have you seen them live?
I have. Yeah, several times.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. You're on question 2 there, Drew.
All right.
So what do we got?
How would your friends outside of work describe you in one word?
Intense.
Okay.
Intense.
Probably. Yeah. I mean, like my personal Instagram handle is Tom Went Insane, and I try to live up to it. I try to maintain it best I can.
Hence the rock climbing.
Yeah, the rock climbing, snowboarding,
driving,
stuff.
Snowboard.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. My son and I took snowboard lessons for the first time this past winter. It was awesome.
Oh, cool.
Did he do better
I
than you?
I didn't kill myself. He did do better than me, but we did go a second time. It's all good. I loved it.
I tell people if you want to snowboard, you're going to put yourself through like at least 2 days of full on misery.
Yeah.
Like you're going to be falling down, getting hurt, bruised, and like
I don't mind that.
Beyond that, like then you're going to start having fun.
Yeah. That's me walking to the couch. I can't imagine what snowboarding would be like.
Yeah. But even unicycling, I do that at an intense level. No lie.
All right. So how do you unicycle at an intense level? What is that?
So I've done as high as a 6-foot drop off of a platform on the unicycle.
Okay.
So I've
riding along and whoop.
Yeah, and just like hop off the side. So and that was a long time ago. You keep your seat really low and absorb with your legs very well, And then another thing I did some unicycling in New York City with some of my Young Life guys back when I was leading Young Life. And so we were going around, we were at Central Park, and there was a place that had these stairs, and there's like, series of 18 stairs and then a platform, then 18 more stairs.
Yeah.
And I just like went down the whole thing, and it was awesome.
I used to do that on rollerblades.
Oh yeah.
Have you ever ridden those? I don't know what you call it, but it's like motorized, like a platform with the wheel in the middle. What's that called?
They look intense. The one wheel.
One wheel.
Yeah. They
I mean, that seems like it'd be right up your alley.
It does. Yeah, it really does.
I mean,
and they are insane, like what those things can do.
All right.
For sure.
That sounds like a 2027 plan.
Yeah.
All right. Business you love supporting in Lancaster.
Ooh.
Could be restaurant, could be whatever. Mattress store.
When I lived on 4th Street, my favorite local business was House of Tacos. And it was within walking distance. And they make excellent tacos. Like I'm a huge fan of their American tacos with shrimp. Those are phenomenal. And we would go there on like Cinco de Mayo, and I would get the Mexican tacos with shrimp, out of respect. So they were awesome. I think the first Cinco de Mayo I asked for American tacos with shrimp, and they just gave me like the Mexican tacos. They're like, screw you, this is our day. But yeah, like they're really good. Really good food there. Yeah. And it was cool, being within walking distance of that.
So you said 4th Street. Where are they?
They're off of Manor Street.
Okay.
Manor Street and Ruby.
Yep. I know exactly where you're talking about.
Yeah.
Very cool. All right. So we just passed the America's 250th
2 days ago.
250.
celebration.
Yeah.
What does living in America mean to you?
Oh man, freedom. Like, we are so free in our country. Like we can take it for granted.
Yeah.
Like, so much. We have no idea. Even the people that are free enough to say they hate it here, they don't want to leave. And that's what makes a country great, is the fact that when you see all the people saying, oh, they don't like it, they don't like this, but they're refusing to leave and find anything better, it's like, well, hey, there's people dying to come here.
That's true.
Like, we are the greatest country in the world. Like, there are the best innovations that have come out of the United States of America.
Yeah.
That would not have come to be otherwise.
Yep.
And it's incredible just what has, like, what we've been through, what we've overcome, and where we are today. It is just phenomenal, just looking through history and just seeing what has been accomplished here, and like just how it started with some guys that are just like, okay, like we're done with this.
Yep.
This oppression. Let's, we're not going to ask for our independence. Like, we're declaring it. Like, here we go. And here, 250 years later, like, quarter of a millennium.
It's unbelievable.
We're still going strong.
Really
it is incredible. Yeah.
Freedom to climb those rocks and ride those unicycles and all of those things that we love to do. I love it. Well, thanks for playing along with the Connection Cocktail. Thanks for being on Lancaster Connects.
Thanks so much for having me.
Talk about Life Changes Realty and about what you do to help buyers and sellers with their homes. We've got a few more minutes here to close out the show.
Yeah.
I've got a sleep better tip. Last week I talked about sleep mask, wearing a sleep mask, how it's really helped me sleep. One of the other things that's really a requirement for me to sleep is a fan, whether it's a ceiling fan or sometimes a ceiling fan and, like an oscillating fan. I have to have, I can't think of the right
circulating air.
Yes.
There we go. Yeah.
My brain just went completely like,
and
the air has to be circulating and the sound.
Well, I was going to say, and that ties into you wearing the sleep mask, because a running fan during the night in the bedroom is not good for your eyes. So having the sleep mask on.
Now, see, I close my eyes when I sleep. I don't know how you do it.
Do you? You don't sleep with your eyes wide open?
I mean, great point. The fan, I mean, I guess everybody feels differently about noise in the bedroom, but the kind of that white noise, people will go out of their way to play white noise on their phone or have a sound machine or whatever. The fan provides that, and I just need that air circulation. Helps me immensely. Helps regulate the temperature of the room, the surface temperature of the bed.
And don't you guys have those like air pillows or something like that?
We have a bed back here behind this wall in our experience room that actually has how would you call it?
Heating and cooling.
Basically like an air conditioner in the bed.
Yeah, through the mattress.
And a heater in the bed. Very cool, from Tempur-Pedic, called Active Breeze. We have pillows that have proper airflow, like great airflow in the pillow, but nothing with a blower in the pillow.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, if you're looking for a cool sleeping pillow, we have a bunch of them out there.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. So that's our sleep better tip. We have a book here called Sleep Better, all kinds of helpful sleep tips and information. You can pick up a free copy here at Gardner's Mattress and More, 830 Plaza Boulevard, just behind Park City Mall, or go to Gardner'sMattressandMore.com/sleep-better. It's a mouthful.
Say that's 6.
Request your free copy. We'll mail you a copy right to your home. You don't even have to leave your house to get Sleep Better tips. And last order of business here, testimonial time for Gardner's Mattress and More. We have a handwritten testimonial that came in from the last week, and I thought it was great. They, how was the overall experience? We asked them, and would you recommend Gardner's to others? They said 100%. They had a great experience from buying to delivery, and they even shouted out our delivery team. Cody and Evan did a great job on delivery. So Cody and Evan are relatively new with us. We recently promoted off of the delivery truck into the store, created a position here for an operations leader here in the store. So we had to replace our delivery team. Cody and Evan are doing a fantastic job,
as
evidenced by some Google reviews that we've recently received and some handwritten testimonials that have come in. So thank you to Marilyn, who sent in this review. And, in 2026, people still do handwrite. I don't know. You've probably got some handwritten testimonials and cards and whatnot. It's pretty cool to see people actually take a pen, paper, put a stamp on a mail envelope and mail in a testimonial. So thank you to Marilyn. Thank you to all of our customers who invest in a better night's sleep with Gardner's Mattress and more, and then take the time to say some kind things about it. I think that's a show. We're top of the hour. Hour just flew right on by like it always does. Tom.
Yeah.
Tom DeLong.
Tom, thank you very much.
Realty.
You're welcome. I've had so much fun being here, you guys.
Yeah, it was cool to learn about you and the things that you love to do.
Stunt driving in LA. That's
how you help your clients there. And Drew, thanks for being on the show again.
No, my pleasure.
Thanks for filling in. Everybody out there listening and watching, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next Monday at 2:00 here on Lancaster Connects. Thank you. Have a great day.
Comments have exploded through the roof. So there you go.